NHL fans, what do you guys think? Are you guys all on the board with what I believe is the status quo in the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Columbus Blue Jackets series? Because right now, the Columbus Blue Jackets sit at a 2-0 lead over Tampa in the 2 games that were in Tampa, and now heading over to Ohio. It's a 2-0 lead, the building is going to be crazy, and a lot of NHL fans are starting to say, hey, screw the Lightning, let's go Columbus. Partly because a lot of people didn't necessarily think this was going to happen, and surprises do catch people off guard, but also because of Nikita Kucherov, who was the NHL's best scorer and who put up more points than we've seen since like the 90s. Kucherov went absolutely bananas on the league this year. So seeing him in this game too, and what he did which led to his 1-game suspension, a lot of people are starting to jump off of the Tampa Bay bandwagon because of that. Now, I, for one, thought that Tampa Bay was going to win this one like 4-1 or something like that. I wanted them to win 4-1 because I personally wanted to see Tampa win. I wanted that curse of the President's Trophy to be broken, and I wanted that team that, in my opinion, probably deserves a cup the most out of the past few years to actually go on and win it because they just had a historical NHL season. But watching the way Tampa Bay has played in the first 2 games, a little bit lackadaisical in some areas, a little bit stronger in others, and watching the Columbus Blue Jackets totally take control on things like the power play, and in the neutral zone, and in the defensive zone, and I know that Tampa scored 3 straight to start off Game 1, but it kinda seems like, other than that span, the Columbus Blue Jackets have kind of taken their hold on this series, and the epitome of that is seeing Nikita Kucherov and what he did to Nudavara basically at the end of Game 2, where he tripped the guy up and then hit him into the boards really terribly. If that was any other player, if that was the regular season, that would be like more games than 1. But because it's the best scorer in the league, because it's on the best team in the league, and because he has no history, and because it's the playoffs, and because the Lightning are in the position they're in, the NHL only handed a 1-game suspension. Now, whether or not you think that's fair, it's totally up to you. Personally, it's not fair, in my opinion, but it's what happened. And now, going into Game 3, the hockey guy said it best. He said something similar to this, but this is basically Steven Stamkos' most important game in his life, pretty much. Because this is not supposed to happen. Going into Columbus, down 2, without Kucherov, after getting outplayed for the majority of Games 2 and 1, the Lightning are not supposed to be in this position. And because we're here now, and because Kucherov showed off his anger issues, and because Columbus is starting to make it seem like going all in at the trade deadline is a good move, people are jumping on the Columbus Blue Jackets bandwagon. At least that's what it looks like to me, because it's a great story. We all know the context, that Columbus had these guys who were really good that might leave in the offseason, so what do? They go out and they trade for more of those guys because they want to make a playoff impact. They get placed against the best team the NHL has seen in years in the Tampa Bay Lightning, with the best scorer the NHL has seen in years in Nikita Kucherov, and they go ham on these first 2 games, or at least excluding the first few minutes of the first game. Now Columbus is in a position where they're going home, and everybody's hyped about it. And don't get me wrong, they've played so well. It's not like they've fluked their way into a 2-0 win over the best team the NHL has seen in years. Savard has played really well. Duchesne has showed his mojo. Panarin is on top of his game. And Bobrovsky has been seeing pucks. The team in front of him has allowed himself to get the best out of these saves. And the neutral zone play has been pretty good for the Columbus Blue Jackets as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tampa is letting their frustration show. Andrei Vasilevsky isn't making as many saves as he should, in my opinion, and all of that has led to Columbus having a 2-0 lead. I know for me, even though Pittsburgh and the Islanders is the most entertaining and the most playoff vibing series that we have, this Columbus and Tampa Bay series is the most peculiar, the most interesting, and the one with the most eyes on it by far. I mean, aside from Toronto-Boston, I guess, but that's only if I had to put out an exclamation for that. But Tampa Bay, they're down 2. What's going to happen next? I want you to tell me in the comments what is going to happen in Game 3. Does Tampa bounce back? Do they win on the road? Do they give themselves life by winning Game 3? Or does Columbus take advantage of the Kucherov suspension, take advantage of the home ice, take advantage of the momentum they've built for themselves, and take the ultimate stranglehold on the best team we've seen in years? Comment down below what you think. I'd really like to hear that. Hope you guys enjoyed. This video is Gaming, and bye.